gonna be alright. I hear screams from my soul as my dreams fall from sight. Oh, I'm fine, but that's all a lie. Oh, that's all a lie.
Hi Drexis, thank you for talking to me today about your new song, All Right.
Very welcome.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Yeah, well, it's a pleasure to have you. So, first of all, what inspired you to get into music?
Oh, that's a long one. That's a long story.
We've got time.
We've got time. For me, music has always been incorporated into my life from a very young age. My dad exposed me to rap music very, very young age. We'd always be like traveling places just in the car, not anywhere abroad, just like in the UK, and always have the radio on, all sorts of stuff. But my dad is what really got me into music. I mean, he doesn't have any musical background, but just listening to songs from like Eminem, Dr. Dre. I mean, I grew up with those sort of songs, and that always got me interested in rap. And I guess you could say another influence would be at my junior school, where I would sit and I think it was like started at year 3, and I did 3 out of 4 years doing choir. So I did singing, I acquired the skills for, learning how to sing, hit notes. And in the end, I was the only boy in my year who actually stuck through with it in year 6.
Stand out.
Yep. I stood out like a sore thumb, but I still kept on going with it because, and thankfully I did, because look how much it's helped now. I mean, if I didn't have those choir lessons, I'm very convinced that I wouldn't be singing anywhere near as good as I could now. But yeah, those are my main inspirations. And then I'd say, I think rap came back up again in my teen years here, at Collingwood. I'd say that played a major part of my sound today. And then I kind of was doing like diss tracks with my friends at one point when I started off. I mean, BG Media was kicking off, so it's all a bit of a mess, really. But my background story goes a bit like this, mate. It's all over the place. But
it's the best way to go.
The thing that got me to where I am today, making music now today, is pretty much Juice WRLD. When Juice WRLD died, I was listening to Lil Skies at the time as well, and the Kid Laroi as well. I mean, all of that coming together made me realise that I'm at an age where I can start pushing for this sort of thing and taking it seriously and wanting to develop and discover a potential career in music. I mean, of course we all dream of doing something so wonderful and glamorous, but for me it's not for the glamorous side of it. It's doing it because I'm passionate for it, and I'm not passionate about a lot of things, but music really resonates with me, and as you know, it's been there throughout my whole life, and it's something I'm very interested in and want to continue to pursue into the future. And All Right is just another part of the journey.
Well, you definitely sound very passionate, and obviously I wish you all the best in your future projects. But
thank you very much.
Speaking of today, and speaking of All Right, this Friday 19th we've got your new song coming out.
Yes,
would you like to tell us about that?
All Right is a song that I kind of hope resonates with people as much as it resonates with myself. All Right, I would like to be portrayed as you having an inner conflict with yourself, because the song is talking about telling yourself you're all right when you're actually denying the fact that you're going through tons of struggle. And to me it's sad, because there are so many people who are struggling with mental health issues that are telling themselves they're fine, and in reality they're just absolutely just breaking, crumbling inside. See, for me, music is my therapy, like I've been through a few things, and I don't need to bring them up, it's not important, but I've been through enough things to reflect on it in my music, and All Right is just another reflection of me going through hard times and telling myself I'm fine and keep pushing, you're fine, keep going. But there's always that one time where you can't tell yourself it's going to be all right anymore. And I think this song is just a very honest representation of the fact that one side of you is saying you're fine, and then this other side comes to join you and says, look mate, be honest, you're not fine, you're finding things hard, you're finding things difficult. And for me, that's the core message of All Right. It's a very personal thing. It should resonate with the people as much as it resonates myself, because we all go through struggle at some point in our lives, and yeah, All Right is a representation and capturing of that moment.
So would you also say that All Right is kind of a message about speaking out as well, about these kind of problems people may face?
I think Alright is very important, not as a song, but just the fact that people find it hard to be honest with themselves sometimes. It's the hardest thing to admit to someone, look, I'm not okay, I'm not alright, I'm struggling, I'm not finding life as easy as I used to, I'm feeling the weight of little small things amplify and feel a lot heavier than they should be, you know. And I think people need to hear this song to understand that it is okay to not be okay, and that to be okay you have to start being honest with yourself and telling someone, you know, telling someone that I'm not fine, telling someone I need external help to feel better, telling someone that, you know, there's help outside, you're not in your box, you're not all alone, there are other people just like you, and it is perfectly fine to be out of your comfort zone and struggling and not knowing what the fuck to do. And yeah, I think actually it's perfect because ironically it corresponds with Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think mental health is incredibly important. I may not campaign for it like other people do, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a personal believer in the fact that people should look out for themselves.
A very powerful message, and obviously in a very prevalent time as well, as with Mental Health Month. So you talk about it, you know, not necessarily being like an influence for others, but naturally music is an influence for others. So what would you say was your biggest influences for this song? Obviously you talked about the kind of the OGs being a big influence on you.
Yeah.
You know, who's kind of played an impact on you when writing Alright?
I mean, Alright was actually a weird one. I did something that I hadn't done in a long time, and I know this is kind of straying from your question a little bit, but normally my go-to producer for a while, absolute legend, shout out for a while, underrated, criminally underrated. Normally he produced me a beat and I record over it, I'll do my usual stuff. Usually I'll either freestyle or write, but Alright was completely different actually. I did something I haven't done since I restarted back in March of lockdown, and that's use YouTube beats. I just googled a Juice WRLD beat. Juice WRLD is you know, as I said, is one of the reasons I got back into music, because I was like, at such a young age, someone was able to captivate the hearts of many people and be honest with himself about how he was feeling. And to me, I wanted to recapture that sort of emotion in Alright. So I got this beat and I freestyled the chorus but wrote the verse, and that is the whole premise of what is Alright. And then what I did is, after I'd done that, I really liked the demo. I posted a snippet of it on Instagram and people really loved it. The family were going crazy.
I was a fan as well, I must say.
My guy is one of them. And everyone loved it, and I was like, right, this is one that needs to be finished. Originally I was thinking, oh, it might be a throwaway. I wasn't going to drop it.
No.
But when when For A While sent me the beat, it was just, I had to drop it. It just struck so much harder, and I now feel like this is definitely one of my better songs, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I must say, I think we can all agree that we're thankful for the drop. We're thankful, you know, looking forward to Friday, obviously. So you've made Falling a very successful song. You've done a EP as well, and obviously you've got Alright coming out this week. What is your plans, kind of going forward, going into the future? What can we expect from you after this?
That's a good idea. I mean, you see, I've always said that Falling and the Affliction EP are two things that I have found very hard to top. I mean, look, it's taken me a year to think of something that, in my eyes, is going to top it. To me, the things I want to do moving ahead, in my eyes, Alright is my best song. It captures a message better, more deeper, more personal than Falling does. So in my eyes, I've kind of topped Falling a little bit. Although it is a favourite of many people's. So it's kind of hard to...
A cult classic.
It's kind of hard to promise that something's going to be better. But my goals for the future is to expand on other genres. I want to mess around with drill. I've been having fun with that lately. Rage maybe a little bit before it completely dies. Maybe even going back to my roots. You know, like I said about the diss tracks, I used to do grime. I really want to do another grime song, maybe even garage. I just want to diversify my sound and show that I'm not just about this emotional stuff where it's all sad and gloomy. Like, I'm capable of showing other emotions. It's just I'm best speaking out the emotions I bottle up more.
Yeah.
But the main goal I want is to, for next year, or maybe even this year potentially squeeze out my first solo EP.
Oh.
Haven't got a name for it yet. I might have the artwork for it, but I'll show you that afterwards off cam. Keeping it away from these people.
I've got exclusive here, guys.
And yeah, and hopefully I'm thinking of next year being my more heavily project year. I've had a lot of concepts, ideas that I've been having around my head, and I kind of want to start. This year was developing my sound further. The first year was messing around. This year was starting to pull my shit together, increase my skills. Next year I'm going to be applying those, and I'm going to be making projects, and hopefully they'll be awesome, and gradually just get different vibes, and everyone's just going to vibe and become a better artist.
Can't wait. So not only are we getting more Drexis, apparently you're saying, with more projects, but
not
we're also
quitting anytime soon.
Brilliant, that's what we love to hear, but also a new type of Drexis and a new type of sound we could be hearing as well.
I like people to know that I'm not just someone who sits in his room depressed. I do something with my emotions, and I think it's good to try and get out of your comfort zone and try something new, because where's the wrong in trying? Like I said, right? All Right was going to be a throwaway. I could have been like, no, that's it. Ain't dropping it ever. Shit. Did I do that? No. It's here today. It's the same with trying a new sound, right? If you don't like the song, it's an unreleased song, but hold on to it. You've learnt something from it. There's no harm in trying something new, and I'd always encourage anybody to just try something new. It's so important, and in fact, when you try something new, chances are you actually end up doing the thing you were good at better, because you approach it differently. I like breaking the formula. I like trying something that people haven't done before, or even if it's been done before, just trying something that's just different to me, and I feel like I've not done. I want to achieve lots of different things, different sounds, creative choices that you might think, whoa, that's weird, hold up, that's not mainstream. That's the direction I want to go next year. Next year is going to be the month where I've taken my skills I've developed this last year and experimenting the fuck out of it. That's the vibe.
Well, I can't wait, and I'm sure everyone watching this can't wait either. Thank you, Drexis. It has been an absolute honour to speak to you today.
Much love, brother.
Once again, when does All Right come out?
All Right, my friends, coming out on all platforms, November 19th, 2021. Stay tuned. Much love to all the family watching this. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Something you don't want to miss. Thank you again. It's been a delight.
It's gonna be alright.
Go.
Alright, ready?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Well, okay, we will be starting in 3, 2, 1. Well, hi Drexis, thank you again for fuck.